Hi, I'm Dala, and this is a bit of a sad video because EVNX is soon to be no more. Let's get started. So yeah, as you can see here, I'm in the middle of removing the battery from EVNX and putting it back into a Nissan Leaf battery shell so that the battery can be repurposed and used for something else, most likely stationary storage or something. But most of you are probably asking, like, Dala, why are you doing this? Why are you dismantling the car and scrapping it? And this has been a very hard decision to make. I've been thinking about this for a very long time, like what is the future for EVNX and how am I going to do it? And as you can see here, the garage is quite small. So having EVNX here mainly sit, it has taken up so much space in the shop. So it's really hard to do anything here due to EVNX. And getting the final hurdle of getting the EVNX inspected and registered, it's not that easy because I made some severe mistakes when I built EVNX. So let's talk about those. Okay, so the biggest mistake that I made, that was to cut the main wiring harness that's running inside the car. I deleted all the wiring. This meant that basic things such as windshield wipers, indicators, all of these lights, rear, front, everything stopped working, and my very high ambition was to just make a wiring harness from scratch. This is not that easy and is maybe the biggest contributing factor to why this has taken too much time. Another really bad mistake was the way that we built how the battery is fastened. So if I would do this all over again, I would definitely make it more clever. So what we did, let's just move this out of the way. What we did was that we bolted everything down, just drilled holes in the chassis, and we drilled through the actual, what are they called, cross beams, or these beams, chassis rails that run all along the car. And by doing this, we kind of messed with the integrity of the chassis. So if I were to do this all again, I would definitely be doing something like making battery boxes and bolting those up instead, because it's not really ideal to do this, and it's actually not possible in many countries to get the car road legal after doing this quite severe modification. So that is another massive pain point. Like I mentioned, battery boxes would also have been a very good idea, because when this car sat in storage, having the batteries kind of exposed like this, I had this clear acrylic sheet over them. It actually got moisture into the pack and some components started to corrode. So having battery boxes, for sure, that's mandatory. So this battery, it will take some effort to clean up all the rusty bits and to kind of make it functional and safe to use again. Another issue was the Leaf, this inverter and charger stack. I mean, this charger, you might remember the videos, it extended way past the hood. And yeah, sure, building a scoop, something like that, it would have worked. But ideally, the PDM should be relocated. And that should have been thought of from the start, because changing the wiring and doing all this to get it working, it's a lot of job also. So not ideal. Another problem was the weight distribution. All the batteries went into the back, which meant that the rear suspension couldn't really handle it. And my band-aid solution was to just slap coilovers on it. But those of you who are a bit more clever than me when it comes to suspension knows that that's not really a good solution. So the better would be to distribute the load more evenly around the chassis. Maybe have separate battery boxes that are led around the chassis. And maybe the biggest reason, this final reason, is amount of rust. While EVNX might look nice, it has a significant amount of corrosion, as you can maybe see here on the wheel arches. But when you look under the car, it's even worse. It looks like the underside of EVNX has been under the sea or something. So to get this car like legal and inspected, you would have to do a lot of underbody work. And to be frank, my time is quite limited, so I really don't have the time to do that. But now I've given you lots and lots of explanations why this was a bad idea. And I still think that overall it was a good idea that we built EVNX, because we learned a lot on the way, and now we know what not to do with the next car. And all these parts, like you see here, I'm ripping them out. This one is going to a Powerwall build most likely, and the rest of the car parts that are usable for an EV conversion, they will actually go to another EV conversions. I think maybe we can take a look at that. It's one of my relatives that's actually doing an EV conversion, so we might check up on the parts, how they are doing in that new build. And like I mentioned, I've learned a lot, so now that I do the next car, when I have time, I will have a much better understanding on what's important and what needs to be taken into account to make actually a successful build. Okay, so I have almost gotten this battery back together, which feels good because I didn't break anything, so yay. But I really want to end this video on a positive note. So even though that EVNX will be no longer with us, I still hope that we've learned so much along the way. And I mean, for me doing EV conversions, it doesn't really help the world in any way. I think I can focus my time instead of making kick-ass battery storage solutions that are open source for everyone to enjoy. So it feels like it's better to spend my time there instead of doing just conversions for my own fun. But who knows? I actually have a secret car project that I have stashed in another shed here that is just waiting to be pulled out of storage. So who knows, maybe we will see an update in a few years where we kick off this next 2.0 build. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this quick update video, and I will see you in the next one. Out. Bye.